Dubai, a city of records, the world's tallest building, the largest shopping mall, the most luxurious hotel, the biggest gold market, a place where Ferraris are abandoned like forgotten toys. But behind the shimmer of this desert metropolis lies a question few ask. At what cost was this paradise built? Because while Dubai may look like the city of the future, it's also a mirror reflecting some of the darkest truths of our present. Beneath the luxury, beneath the ambition, there is another story. This is the dark side of Dubai. To understand what makes Dubai truly unique, you first need to know what it's not. Unlike its oil-rich neighbors, Dubai doesn't have vast underground oceans of crude. Its oil reserves were modest from the beginning, enough to build a runway, not an empire. But it had something else, a visionary leader. In the 1960s, Dubai's ruler Sheikh Rashid realized that oil was a runway, not a destination. While others spent oil money on palaces and parades, Dubai spent it on infrastructure. Ports, airports, hotels, roads, and most importantly, access. When Lebanon collapsed into civil war in the 1970s, its capital Beirut, once the playground of the rich, fell off the map. Dubai seized its chance and stepped in. It opened its doors to Western banks, consultancies, and corporations. It relaxed laws, created free trade zones, and welcomed capital with open arms and no taxes. In a few decades, Dubai became the financial and logistical hub of the Gulf. But it didn't stop there. Dubai's next move was as bold as it was bizarre: build a city worth traveling for. That meant tourism, spectacle, and a skyline that screamed ambition. Artificial islands shaped like palm trees, an indoor ski resort in the desert, the Burj Khalifa, a mile-high middle finger to gravity. But here's the secret: almost none of it is for the people who live there. Dubai builds more housing units per year than London and New York, despite having less than half their population. It creates more office space than it could ever use. It doesn't care if it's empty, as long as someone buys it. And so the city thrives on a fragile cycle. Build, sell, repeat. The buyers? Wealthy investors. The workers? Poor migrants. The result? A city that looks like a miracle until you look beneath it. Meet the people who built Dubai, not the architects or developers, but the ones holding the tools. They come from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, the Philippines, Kenya. They arrive with dreams and leave with nothing but exhaustion. They're promised free housing, medical care, decent wages. In reality, their passports are taken the moment they land. Their contracts are rewritten, wages slashed, and they're loaded into buses, driven away from the city's glow into the darkness of Sonipur. City of Gold, that's what Sonipur means. But there's nothing golden about it. Shacks packed with 10 or 15 men in a single room. No ventilation, no privacy. Toilets shared by dozens. Water often unclean. Buckets used in place of showers. For context, a typical janitor earns 800 dirhams a month, about $220. He sends more than half to his family back home. The rest barely covers soap, food, and the cot he shares with others. Many don't get to see their children for years because the flight cost more than a month's pay. Why don't they leave? Because they can't. Without their passport, without savings, and drowning in debt from recruitment fees, they are stuck. And there are thousands of them. This is not just unfair, it's a system. And it has a name, the kafala system. Under this system, a worker's visa is tied to their employer. Lose your job and you have 30 days to leave the country. Disobey and you're deported. Technically, it's been reformed. In practice, little has changed. Laborers still pay illegal recruitment fees to agents in their home countries. They still live in camps built far from public eyes. They still work 12-hour days in blistering heat. And many still go months without being paid. In one mass layoff during COVID, hundreds of workers were stranded in empty buildings, without food or wages. They survived on volunteer donations. One worker told reporters, "When no one visits, we starve. We have nothing." Between 2012 and 2018, over 10 Indian workers died every day in Gulf countries. From heat, illness, suicide. So how does a city hide this much suffering? Simple, it distracts you. While construction workers collapse under 50 degrees Celsius heat, tourists zipline between skyscrapers. While janitors stretch on thin mats in crowded dorms, influencers float in rooftop pools they'll never clean. You as visitor rarely see poverty in Dubai. Not because it doesn't exist, but because it's illegal. Homelessness, deportable offense. Protesting your employer? Illegal. Even criticizing the government can get you jailed or worse. And on top of that, Dubai invests millions into influencer marketing. To post about the skyline, the shopping, the safety. But not about the sewage trucks that used to line up outside Burj Khalifa because it was not connected to a sewer system till recently. Not about the workers building luxury on a salary they can't survive on. To be an influencer in Dubai, you need a license. And part of that license, you can't criticize the government at all. This curated image is intentional. A utopia, carefully staged, where dissent is hidden and the truth is filtered. Dubai has a ministry of happiness. But ask the ones laying bricks in 50-degree heat, and you'll hear a different story. But here's the twist. Dubai's model worked so well that everyone else is copying it. Saudi Arabia has Vision 2030, its own Dubai-style transformation. Qatar has its World Cup stadiums. Oman is marketing mega-resorts. But with more competition, Dubai's uniqueness fades. Investors now have choices. Real estate demand is plateauing. And Dubai's economy, reliant on endless growth, could start to wobble. All while its real residents, the 90% who are not Emirati, have no path to citizenship. No vote, no safety net, no long-term guarantee. They're guests in a palace that only wants them to serve, not stay. Dubai is not a city. It's a mirage. It's a performance. A stage where ambition dazzles and the harshest realities stay behind the curtain. Promises that wealth can outbuild nature, that luxury can outshine inequality. But every illusion needs distance. Up close, you start to see the scaffolding and the hands holding it up. You can't build a city of the future by erasing those who build it. You can't sell paradise while hiding the price tag. So what is Dubai really? It is capitalism, perfected. A blueprint not just for the Gulf but for where much of the world is heading. A future obsessed with optics, with silence, control, and curated perfection. And that's why this story of Dubai matters, not just as a city, but as a warning. I'll leave you with Bertolt Brecht, asking what history so often forgets. Who built Thebes of the Seven Gates? In the books, we'll read the names of kings. Did the kings haul up the rocks? If you found this story important, share it. Not everyone gets to see both sides of Dubai. But now that you have, don't look away. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.